Garry's Mod has a ton of very cool add-ons that can make the game more fun or functional, depending on what you want to do. Wanna goof off with some funny add-ons? Well, the Garry's Mod Workshop got you covered. Wanna create comics, machinimas, or artwork in Garry's Mod? Well, there are a ton of add-ons that can help you with that as well. And today I'm going to talk about an add-on that is as useful as it can be fun to play with. It's called GWater 2 and it's currently in early access. Let's have a look.
Lambda Generation.
GWater 2 is being developed by Garry's Mod tinkerer me. You might know me from a bunch of other impressive Garry's Mod projects that he has been working on, like the Procedural Terrain add-on, or the Infinite Maps project that he's worked on as well. I even did a video on some of the maps that used the Infinite Maps technology in the past. Be sure to check that one out if you'd like to. So, what is GWater 2 exactly? What does it do? Well, it adds liquid simulation to Garry's Mod. Yeah, that's kind of all it does, but it works really well and it looks really good too. And all that with really acceptable performance. In fact, I barely had any hitches or performance problems. For an early version, this is already really impressive. Anyway, let's check out this add-on in action. What is it like to use? First, let's get the add-on and install it. Currently, you can obtain yourself a copy of GWater 2 by subscribing to me's Patreon. Yeah, it's behind a paywall at the moment, a $10 paywall at that. It's a bit of a steep price, but you will have access to all pre-release versions moving forward, even if you decide to unsubscribe from the Patreon page after just 1 month. As long as you're in the official Discord server, which is called, AIDS for some reason, you should be good. Oh, and the official release version of GWater 2 will be free and even open source. So if you don't want to pay now, you can wait until it officially comes out. You're essentially only paying for early access. From the Patreon page itself and from the dedicated channel on the Discord server, you can download the current build and you can even find instructions here on how to install it and even how to uninstall it if you want to do that. Installing the mod comes down to just dragging the contents of the zip file into your Garry's Mod folder. Replace anything it asks you to replace and you're pretty much done. Once you're loaded into a map in Garry's Mod, you can start using GWater 2 straight away. In the Weapons Spawn menu, find the GWater 2 category and equip the water gun. You can start shooting water with the left mouse button and you can shoot out a huge cube of water by clicking the right mouse button. And pressing the reload button will get rid of everything. But you're not just limited by just shooting water. If you press the G button, it will bring up a window where you can adjust a bunch of parameters to change the behavior of the liquid. You can change its cohesion, adhesion, gravity, viscosity, radius, and color. And for most of these parameters, you can see the changes happening on the fly in the little fluid preview window and in-game itself. This alone is already really fun to tinker with. Do you not feel like tinkering though? Well, the add-on comes with a bunch of presets as well. From this drop-down, you can select if you want to spawn acid, blood, glue, lava, oil, and the default water. Man, especially the blood is just really satisfying to throw around. Haha, I'm deranged. And then there is also a tab for performance where you can tweak things if the liquid becomes too heavy to render. Or you can increase everything here to make the liquids look as best as they possibly could. I'm running this on a pretty good computer and I had little trouble playing with these parameters all the way maxed out. But that might not be everybody's experience. As you can tell, this stuff is just really fun to play around with. Not only is it really impressive that this is now possible in Garry's Mod and on Source in general, but this can also be really useful for Garry's Mod art creations or machinimas that require some kind of liquid simulation. I can definitely see this being used for that in the future. There are still a few issues with it though. Some of these are already known by me, like HDR lighting being incorrect, having MSAA turned on in any way will break the lighting on the water, and doors have no collision for the liquid, making it seep straight through. What I also found is that the liquid has a few flickering issues if you look closely at it. Reflections sometimes go a bit weird. It doesn't attach to NPCs properly, and effects like explosions, fire, and smoke renders below the liquid, making these effects kind of invisible sometimes. So yeah, it's not absolutely perfect yet, but that's why it's in early access currently. There are going to be a lot of fixes and improvements made to this in the future. There is also a huge list of features still to be added to the add-on before it's considered feature complete. Some of this stuff includes cloth, the ability for liquids to move stuff around, more menu options, savable presets, swimming, color mixing/blending, and an editable particle limit which is currently capped at 100,000. And there is much more on this to-do list, so do check it out if you want to know more. And for development updates, do keep an eye on Me's Patreon or YouTube channel. He's been chronicling his journey with a bunch of different videos that you can watch. He even shows the inner workings of it all. And that's about it for the current G-Water 2 Early Access build. What do you think of this add-on? Do you think it has potential, or do you think it's just a waste of time? Let me know in the comments, I'm always curious to see your reactions. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and to like the video if you haven't done that yet. It really helps us out a ton. And YouTube will automatically let you know when we upload a new video. Anyway, if you don't mind, I'm going to try and recreate that one scene from The Shining. You know what scene I'm talking about.